Hey friends, hey mind wanderers. I want to talk to you today about your mind's negative feedback loops. That hamster in the wheel that's running around and around and around in your head, reminding you of all the things that are going wrong for you in your life or things that you're anxious about. And a lot of times we learn these patterns through our own unconscious conditioning and how we deal with difficult times. Those of you that are over 21 and have gone to college and have your own business or whatever it is in your life that you're doing right now, whether you're married or you're divorced or you're in relationships, we all have these negative feedback loops that our brain loves to focus on. And I am just as guilty. In the year to year and a half after my marriage ended and picking up the pieces emotionally and financially and otherwise, I was focusing on how inept I am as a future partner for someone, or how I'm always going to be alone. And I wake up to these thoughts and first thing in the morning, alone in my bed, and I'm feeling shitty. And I'm sure all of you have had the similar experience. It's hard to move forward when things in life fall apart, whatever it is. We all know this. But from an evolutionary and from a neuroscience standpoint, your brain will focus on those anxious, provoking, that negative gobbledygook in your head to protect you, because the brain doesn't know. You're the ultimate driver of your point of attention in your brain. Your brain is only as good as who's driving it, who's the driver behind the wheel. And if you are starting to believe the negative thoughts, the negative head chatter in your mind about how hopeless your situation is, or how hopeless your future is, or how hopeless your financial future is, and I can go on and on and on, that is, you're feeding into that negative head chatter in your mind. And the most successful people realize the head chatter is always going to be there. And in my situation, it took me some time. As a coach, I had some resources at my fingertips that I was able to tap into, doing my own work, my own inner work, to start to look at the negative thoughts that I wake up to in the morning as just my glitchy monkey mind doing its thing. It doesn't know better, and not to start believing those negative thoughts, not to sort of jump in that toxic pool of the negative mind chatter that we all experience. And it's okay to be anxious, it's okay to be scared, but if you attach a future outcome to it that's not positive, that we all tend to do, that's when we create this negative feedback loop. And over time, especially if we've had difficulties and bad things happen to us in our life, that negative feedback loop gets bigger and bigger, and we really change our neuro connections to focus on all the bad shit happening in our life. The good news is you can untangle yourself from that, and it's very simple. However you learn new things in your life, whether it's through repetition, through practicing, whether you're taking a piano for the first time or you're starting a new job, things take repetition and practice. And that's how we retool and reconfigure those neural connections that miss you, the positive neural connections where you feel like you have a second act, or that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that you're not going to be stuck in this Groundhog Day feeling that your life is never going to get better, because that's not true. Those of you that want to really take a good look at your thoughts and your negative feedback loop of thoughts, you can focus on the next step in your life, despite your circumstances. Maybe you're in debt, or maybe you're divorced, or maybe you're still suffering and grieving from a tremendous loss. But baby steps, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, however way you learn new behaviors, new skills, it's the same thing as learning how to dance again when you haven't danced in a while, or play tennis again, or learn how to to speak in front of others. It takes practice and repetition. So what I do, and what I do with my clients, is we create a strategy how to refocus your point of attention away from those negative thoughts, not ignoring them, but just respecting them as, okay, I was there at one time. I suffered betrayal. I lost my job. And if you're currently unemployed, I know it's tough. If you're currently dealing with health issues, it's tough. But the more time and practice that you spend focusing on things that are in your control in the present moment, the better off you are. And if it takes just writing on a piece of paper, I am capable, and affirmations sometimes work, but it really just, to begin, having that realization and just noticing those thoughts for what they are, that's not the reality. That's your glitchy, busy mind that is, for whatever reason, a lot of neuroscience tells us that our monkey mind, our fear, our anxiety is an evolutionary thing, that it's programmed into our mind. It's our responsibility to create new neuro programs to move forward, to get ourselves out of our fear, to get ourselves out of the quicksand that we're in, that feels like everything is so overwhelming. And that is something that I can help you with as a coach, and look at these patterns. And a lot of times we get stuck and caught up in this negative feedback loop through, past bad experiences, past triggers. These are all triggers. And the trick is to not feed that negative gobbledygook in your head, not feed the monkeys that are flying around in your head when you wake up first thing in the morning. And you can really tap into what is possible when you really see your mind as this neuroplastic organ that is kind of like a muscle. When you go to the gym, you exercise muscles, but it's not going to change. You're not going to build your muscles in one day. It's going to take some time. And through refocusing your attention away from the chaos going on in your head and focusing on what's possible in the present moment, you're not going to die. If you're alive right now, when you wake up in the morning, you have a roof over your head and you have gas in your car and you have food in your refrigerator, even if your finances are out of order, even if you don't know how you're going to pay rent next month. The first step is acknowledging that the fear is there to light a fire under your ass to move forward, and not to internalize, not to get stuck in that negative feedback loop. So the first step is just acknowledging that those thoughts are always going to be there, and you're going to have frustrations and you're going to have difficulties. But what are the solutions? Be solutions focused. My advice to you, just as a simple way to start getting out of your head and start moving forward, is keeping a pad and a pen next to your bed and writing down how you're feeling first thing in the morning. You're feeling sad, you're feeling anxious. And then question these feelings. Is it because of what happened 2 years ago? Is it because of what happened even yesterday? Okay, well, today's a fresh start. Every day is a fresh start. You can do this. It takes practice. It's just like going to the gym, or practicing a new skill, or starting a new relationship. There's going to be trial and error. There's going to be ebb and flow. But if you allow yourself to see beyond the monkey mind and ego and let go of control a little bit of how things are supposed to be, or how things you thought they were supposed to be, you have the opportunity to really recreate your life. And take it from me, I've had feel like I have 9 lives. I'm grateful that I'm able to present this to you today, because I've had my own tragedies and my own issues. And I think when we really tap into our resilience by looking at the head shatter as just a reminder of where you've been, but not where you currently are, you have a better opportunity to move forward. Hope this has been helpful. It's an honor to be here for all of you. If you like my work, you like my videos, please hit subscribe, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And have a great great week. Don't give up.